Good afternoon, YouTube. All right, now I am going to give you a little tutorial on the removal and replacement of the 2014 to 2015 Chevy Cruze thermostat. Let's get started. All right, this is going to be a little quick rundown. Two tools that you're going to need: a flathead screwdriver and a 5/16 wrench. That's it. It's going to be a really quick, simple installation. First thing you're going to want to start with is locating your thermostat. It's going to be off to the left-hand side as you're facing the vehicle towards the front. It's actually right in there. So to get access to it, you're going to take your flathead, loosen this clamp here, loosen this clamp here, remove your air hose. It comes off very simply. As you can see, I already had mine unclamped. Second thing is you're going to want to remove this hose right here. It's not really necessary to the function of the thermostat, but it's going to make accessing those bolts extremely easy. To remove that one, it's a really quick press and twist. I don't know if you could see that, but a really quick press and twist of this. Once you remove that one, you could set that out of the way. The third thing you're going to want to remove is going to be this little connection here that's on the thermostat. Now, to get this out the way, the plug underneath here, that little tab, you have to push that out towards you. Some clips like this, you push it in, but just to save you the pain of having to figure that out, you take this clip, you pull it out, and then you pull up at the same time. That will go ahead and remove that. Now, almost to the unbolting, the last things you're going to want to do: take your flathead, slide it underneath this little metal bar right here. You pull that bar up, take your radiator hose off, and then one last thing, you take your flathead, you bring it in here, you unscrew this clamp here, and then you slide that down. Once all those are off, then it's just a matter of taking your handy dandy 5/16 and removing all three bolts. This one here, this one here, and then there's one directly underneath. If you need to see where those are, they're right there. These were the first two I had pointed out, and the one underneath is right next to the hose clamp. This is actually the old one. I had already taken it off. You don't need to get anything from this old housing. The new one comes with everything you need, so you can go ahead and discard that one. Once you have the new one on there and bolted it up, it's just a matter of reversing the process. So you reconnect your lower hose down here. As you can see, I know the lighting's got bad, but your lower hose right there, go ahead and have that reconnected. Then you want to reconnect this wiring harness. You want to hear that clip. Next thing you want to do is reconnect this, which you're going to hear that clip once that's on there. And then the hose here. Oh, and one thing, just a little word of advice: you're going to want like some kind of bucket or whatever. The coolant is going to spill. You can either drain the coolant beforehand, or if you want to be like me and be a little lazy about it, just grab a bucket and let the coolant that spills out catch in the bucket, and then you can refill it with new coolant later. I always suggest new coolant instead of reusing your old one. But that's all personal preference. Then you go ahead and you take this hose here, which you still see is kind of dripping. You lift up that metal tab. Lift up that metal tab, you slide the hose on. I'm going to set this down for a quick second as I slide that hose on. There we go. As you can see, it's a really quick fit. Once you got the hose slid on, you just take that clip, you press it back down, Once that's pressed back down, and take your air hose, you slide that on, screw that back in, you slide this on, bolt that back down, and that is it. You just replace your thermostat. Any comments or questions, just go ahead and leave it in the comments below, or just email me. I'll have a link to my email in the description of the video. All right, have fun.